Today's mind expansion topic is Halle Berry, what's going on in her life? Allegations of domestic abuse. Halle Berry has publicly shared experiences of domestic violence, both from her childhood and in past relationships, which have fueled various allegations over the years. She has described witnessing her father, Jerome Jesse Berry, abuse her mother during her early years in Cleveland, Ohio, including incidents where he beat her mother daily, kicked her downstairs, and hit her with a wine bottle. Berry has noted the lasting impact, including her own struggles with self-esteem and the cycle of violence, as she discussed in interviews, and her work with the Jeunesse Center, a domestic violence support organization. This childhood trauma has shaped her advocacy, but it also invites scrutiny into how such experiences influence her later relationships. In her adult life, Berry has alluded to being in an abusive relationship that resulted in permanent hearing loss in one ear, a detail she first mentioned in a 1996 interview. She did not initially name the abuser, leading to speculation about her ex-partners, including her first husband, David Justice, married 1993 to 1997, singer Christopher Williams, and actor Wesley Snipes, with whom she had a brief relationship in the early 1990s. Justice, a former MLB player, has repeatedly denied these allegations, asserting in a 2015 People interview that he never hit her and suggesting the rumors damaged his reputation and career. He claimed Berry's silence on the abuser's identity allowed assumptions to persist, a point he felt vindicated by when she later clarified it wasn't him. However, some media and social media users have pointed to Snipes, citing unverified claims of physical abuse severe enough to cause her hearing loss, though Berry has never confirmed this, and Snipes has not publicly addressed it. The lack of direct evidence from Berry herself leaves these allegations inconclusive, highlighting a pattern where public figures' personal disclosures can spiral into unproven narratives. Allegations against former manager Vincent Cirincione. Another significant allegation involves Berry's former manager, Vincent Cirincione, accused in 2018 by 9 women, 8 African American and 1 Asian American, of sexual misconduct and coercion over 2 decades. The Washington Post reported that Cirincione allegedly used his influence as a gatekeeper for black actresses, leveraging Berry's and Taraji P. Henson's successes to lure vulnerable women into providing sexual favors for career opportunities. Berry, who worked with him for 25 years until parting ways in 2016 after hearing a misconduct rumor, expressed being livid and sickened by these claims, stating on social media that she felt used as a tool to manipulate others. She emphasized her zero-tolerance policy and support for the victims, though she noted no personal misconduct from Cirincione toward her. Cirincione denied requesting sexual favors, admitting only to past affairs he regretted, and apologized to victims and clients. Henson, another client, defended him, citing financial support like rent and tuition payments, suggesting a complex dynamic where his actions might not have universally been predatory. The establishment narrative often frames such cases as clear-cut abuse of power, but the lack of uniform victim experiences and Berry's indirect involvement, as a name drop rather than a participant, suggest a nuanced reality. Without legal outcomes detailed in the data, these allegations remain unproven, reflecting the difficulty of separating truth from perception in Hollywood's #MeToo era. Critical examination. The establishment often portrays Berry as a survivor whose beauty and success shield her from hardship, a narrative she has challenged by highlighting her abusive past and professional betrayals. However, this can oversimplify the allegations, turning personal disclosures into public trials without conclusive evidence. The domestic abuse claims, especially regarding Justice and Snipes, rely heavily on speculation, with Berry's refusal to name her abuser fueling debate, possibly a protective choice, yet it leaves room for misinformation. The Cirincione case, while supported by multiple accusers, lacks resolution, and his partial admission complicates the story, suggesting not all interactions were coercive. Social media, like X posts, amplifies these narratives with unverified claims, for example, about Bailey and DDG, reflecting public sentiment but not fact, a reminder to approach such discussions with skepticism. Update: Van Hunt's engagement announcement. A significant update emerged on June 4, 2025, during a joint interview on Today with Jenna and Friends, where Van Hunt, Berry's boyfriend of 5 years, announced he had proposed to her. Hunt revealed, "I put out the proposal, and it's still on hold as you can see. It's just out there floating. You know, maybe you can encourage her," indicating the engagement is pending her acceptance. Berry, who has been married 3 times, to David Justice, Eric Benet, and Olivier Martinez, explained her hesitation, stating, "I've been married 3 times. Van has been married once, and so no, we don't feel like we have to get married to validate our love in any way." Despite this, she added, "I think we will get married. This is the person I should have married," suggesting a future wedding soon, though no date is set. This announcement, widely covered by media like People and The Independent, reflects a shift in Berry's stance. She had previously told Friends she'd never marry again, but a source in Us Weekly noted she now sees Hunt as her soulmate, influenced by their blended family, her children Nala and Maceo, and Hunt's son Drake. Ex-posts show excitement and encouragement, with some urging her to say yes, though her past marriages and the ongoing co-parenting dispute with Martinez, noted in a 2024 People article, may influence her caution. The establishment often romanticizes celebrity engagements, but Berry's measured response challenges this, emphasizing love over legal validation, a nuance lost in headline hype. Let's wrap this up. The allegations surrounding Halle Berry span personal abuse and professional misconduct, rooted in her childhood trauma, past relationships, and managerial ties. While she has confirmed experiencing domestic violence and expressed outrage over Serene Shoney's actions, specific claims against Justice, Snipes, and DDG remain unverified or ongoing, with conflicting accounts muddying the waters. These stories highlight broader issues of power, race, and gender in entertainment, but without definitive evidence or legal conclusions, they invite critical thought rather than definitive judgment. If you have questions or perspectives on these topics, feel free to share them below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.